Right, okay, I think we are now live. If we are live, do drop a comment down below. Let me know if you're joining. This is the weekly Fast Track FBA YouTube Live, just supporting you guys with your businesses. Now, I'm just going to have a quick check. I can see, looks like I'm live on the US. Obviously, if you've got questions, drop it down below. I'm here to help. And I'm just going to kind of see if I am live in the other channels. Yeah, UK, that's fine. And then if I'm on there. So also, I think I'm on Instagram as well. If you are on Instagram, yeah, I can see it. Just be mindful that I can't really see the questions. So join like the Fast Track FBA YouTube channel, for example, and you can ask questions on there. So anything like that. But guys, if you've got questions, drop it down below, and obviously I can get them answered for you. So send your questions in. I can do it. Also, I can talk about my business, what's going on. I won't be here next week, by the way. I'll be away at an event. But I am very, obviously I'll be back doing the live after, so I'm at away event next week. But guys, if you've got questions, do drop them down below. I'll put a note here. Drop your questions down below. If you want a little update on my side, how have we been? Well, obviously, revenue-wise, I haven't really got a US, but I can do the UK. We're picking up in sales in the UK again now, and if I kind of give you an update in the graph, and there you go, you can kind of see that's where the camera's there. There you go. UK is going up, and really happy with that. So we're down because we've changed our pricing, but now we're back up again, which is good. Amazon loans in now, so really happy about that. Obviously getting ourselves ready for Q4, and super happy. But lots and lots to do. Revenue is going to be going up in that side, so hashtag side, and obviously profitability as well. So a couple of questions coming in below, guys, if you've got them. So hi, Tom. Is it too early to start sending in products to Q4? Should we focus mostly on toys? Look, I think my top tip for you in this situation is, and let me just check. I want to make sure my mic settings are right. Audio, camera resolution, audio. Yeah, Logitech Barrett. Let's check. Okay, cool. Yeah, just changed my microphone. That should be a bit better now. Sorry. Is Q4, look, I think it's too early if you're going to ask me. I think probably October is when you want to be shipping in. Why? Unless you've got lots and lots of cash and you're doing specifically Q4 related things, I don't think you should be shipping in before, actually Q4. Really, if you want to know, everyone talks about Q4, it's not. It's middle of November till about the 20th, 22nd of December. That's it. I wouldn't worry being too soon. September, early October, no, you're not really going to see any increase. It's really middle of November onwards. So that's really the Q4 busy period. So really, you want to be shipping in October, early November, and then it's on sale, ready to go mid-November, and you're fine. So I'd say yes, too early right now. Focusing mainly on toys? No, not at all. Toys are going to be really good, definitely. But I would honestly say there's so many other ones. I'll say it, but I'm not saying you should do it. A lot of people buy advent calendars. We made a lot of money flipping advent calendars. It can work. Just be mindful that if everyone's saying to do it, you might want to avoid it. But think about those things. There's going to be a lot of stuff around Christmas that people might be interested in. I don't know, advent calendars, Terry's chocolate orange, candles. There'll be lots of these things that just sell insane volume. Look at the keeper chart, look at over the 1 year, and obviously you'll see the history. That's my top tip for you there. So yes, too early. Also focus on things other than toys, but toys will really help you out. Just remember that also toys, you might get the product compliance request, which means you've got to send in the documentation. If you don't have it, then you're going to have to get it sold. So you don't want to be shipping in too much right now and having to sell it through, otherwise it won't sell. So that's another consideration. Wow, lots and lots of questions here. Thank you, guys. If you've got questions, drop them down below. I will answer them. So, hi, Tom. If I have more inventory than other sellers, will Amazon give me the buy box? Is the rule valid? No, I don't. As far as we're aware, your inventory holding won't make a single bit of difference to FBA buy box. Now, let's just be crystal clear. Amazon does not tell us exactly what dictates the buy box algorithm. And number two, the buy box algorithm is always changing, as in they're always testing it. So in one category, it will be work this way, and the other category, it won't. So, but as far as we understand and what we see and what we've heard, inventory quantity in your stock will not affect that. The only exception to that might be if you're doing something like subscribe and save. that could be an option, but I don't know how that works in regards to buy box. So I hope that helps. When BSR is unknown, how many reviews convince you to enter listing? Let's say 50 reviews, but 20 of them within the last 3 months. Yeah, I would. Top rule of thumb is I kind of work on the ratio of 1 review equals 100 sales. Obviously, look at the kind of product. Like if it's like, I don't know, like household bleach that you wouldn't expect reviews for, then you might say actually 1 review equals 200 sales. But if it's the kind of product where you might get a lot of reviews for, then I might reduce that down slightly. But generally 1 to 100 is a good ratio and very easy to do. And then in addition to that is if all those reviews have come in quite recently, super happy. But if like it's got lots of review listings and then you've not seen a single review in the last 3 months, I'd probably stay clear or buy a very small test quantity. BSR there's a product sold on Amazon Germany sending from USA, price extremely high, unknown BSR, 51 reviews, all reviews are English. Do you recommend doing this product? Look, at the end of the day, Amazon will do global reviews if there's not enough reviews on the local marketplace. So take that as a big warning. Also, as well, unknown BSR means it's not actually selling. In the German marketplace, there's no BSR. It's probably not happening. And if there's no reviews, I'd stay well clear. Next one, I want to make my best 100 website as supplier for online arbitrage. How do you decide this? Really simple. Look at your buy sheet. Look at Fast Track FBA YouTube channel. There's a YouTube video I created called My Top 100 Supplier List, UK and US. If you go back to one of the older ones, I think the very first one I did, I taught you how to make this. Like watch that YouTube video, it does it, but it's just from your buy sheet. It's not very challenging. I have good websites tools, but no idea for pet suppliers, for example. Yeah, I think you just got to buy it. Again, it's your top 100 supplier list. Like we're quite a high volume, low profit supplier purchaser, but you might be like a high profit, low sales thing. So your top suppliers will be different to mine. Just be mindful of that. So build your own one. Let's go through. Good questions, guys. If you've got questions, drop them down below. I will do them. Hi, Tom. How do you decide which products to bundle? What metrics do you consider? We don't really we only buy existing listings. We don't create I've probably done like 6 million in sales maybe in my life. I've never created a single listing ever. So we don't decide. We literally use existing listings. Look, you can if you want to. The reason why we don't do that is because you're starting going into what's known as like private label world. Like you're creating the bundle, you're putting it together, you've got to get it ranking, get it selling, etc. And that's absolutely fine, but it's not what I do. My job is simplicity and volume. That's what I want. So I can't really advise. Natalie Cromie, she's really good at the unique bundles. And she could probably really advise you. Elite Sellers Academy she runs, and look at like ecom, like an ecom group she's part of. So check that. But I don't really know the answer. So I think you just got to be like kind of winners. And generally, a lot of the time, my understanding of it is that if you see a product and it says like, I don't know, health and beauty, and then what you want to look at is what are the other products that people like buy it with. So it might be the case that they naturally buy it with another product. You're like, wow, those two could be bundled quite easy. Amazon kind of tells you, like it says, people who buy this also buy this. And you're like, wow, I can really see that. Why is someone not selling a bundle? Let's do a bundle and see how that works. So definitely you can do it, but it's not something that I do. Sorry. Great question though. Can you get banned for online arbitrage? No, you can get banned for doing dodgy stuff like selling goods that are fake. You can get banned, but there is no Amazon guidance on specifically online arbitrage. Amazon doesn't even talk about online arbitrage in any official documentation. Like all Amazon, like online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, wholesale, all they are is where you source your products from. And what we've done as sellers is give that a label, i.e. retail is in store, online arbitrage is online on retail websites, and then wholesale distribution manufacturer there from direct. That's it. It's solely how we're sourcing. Like Amazon does not talk about this at all. But if you are, but if you do dodgy things against terms of service, absolutely fine. But like you might be like, but I've heard you can get banned. Well, even in Amazon's own documentation, they say for like authenticity of products, you need to be able to provide proof that the product supply chain, not saying you bought it from, but the supply chain of that product you purchase can be traced back to the manufacturer. Now, what does that mean? It means like, say, for example, I buy my product from Mr. Distributor, then Mr. Distributor bought it from the manufacturer, fine, we can trace it back to the manufacturer. But if I also bought the product from Walmart and then Walmart bought it from the manufacturer, like that's fine, we can trace it. Now, Walmart are very unlikely to give me the invoice back to the manufacturer, but what Amazon, not saying they say, but what we see in their actions, so they don't state this, is that when we get product, like fake product, counterfeit, for example, if we provide a Walmart invoice, they will say that's fine. You bought, for, like they'll remove that counterfeit notice because, and they haven't told us, but what I'm assuming is that they believe that Walmart are buying from the manufacturer, and as a result, they feel confident that we are buying from a legitimate supplier. That's it. So it's kind of implied in everything. But can you get banned for online arbitrage? No. Moving on, this is my Q4. Aside from toys, what categories would you recommend focusing on? Look on my YouTube channel. There's a lot of like videos we've done previously about Q4, what you should focus on, how you should do it, like what we worked previously. Like toys and games, health and beauty. Groceries are a really good one because obviously people buy a lot of food. Gift ideas, like gift isn't really a category, but I think it might be actually. But like gift, like advent calendars, I talked about them. Like I've made money on them before. And my top tip would be like, just think like as a general rule of thumb, in Q4 we talk about prices going crazy. Now this is correct. Like if the product is something which you would typically gift over Q4, and the more likely you are to gift it or use that product over Q4, the higher generally the demand will be and potentially the price will go up. But if the product is a product which you use all year round and you wouldn't expect to see an increase in usage or purchases over Q4, then the price won't change. A good example would be Lego. So Lego, you would buy all year round for birthdays, but also everyone else buys it on top of that for Christmas. So demand goes up. Household bleach and toilet roll, you're still going to need to buy during Christmas, but you're probably not going to be buying as much. Maybe toilet roll because you've got people coming over as guests, but it's still not going to be like 10 times. It's going to be like maybe a bit more. Whereas Lego will go up massively. That's how I would think about it and then look for those products. SM, hi SM, great to see you here. Carlos, morning Tom, what's your repricing strategy? Sell stuff as high as possible ROI. Do you have a minimum price rule or do you rather sell at any price and focus on turnover? Yeah, I think, look, really good question. We have multiple rules and we move between them. And at a very fundamental level, the way we look at it is, Scott Needham from Buyboxer talked about this, is that if you kind of think of a graph, it's kind of like your sell price over time. You're really trying to sell it initially at the highest possible price, and over time it's slowly coming down until the point it'll sell. So like you're kind of reducing that price down over time to the point whereby like there comes a point where we just want to clear it out. So for me, I think about 3 months. So if it's been Amazon for 3 months, we'll just get rid of it no matter what. Even if we're taking a loss, we will get rid of that product. But before that 3 months, we are really just trying to make sure that we get as much profit as possible. So that's it, really. Nothing too fancy. And then we'll kind of move repricing strategies. So like, what do you call it? The repricer we use seller toolkit, fasttrackfba.com/tools. You can see all my affiliate links. Fasttrackfba.com/tools, TOOLS. Check that out. That's what we do. So what's your repricing strategy? Fine. I hope that answers your question. Carlos, let me know down below and hit the thumbs up if you like this. SM, what month are meltables allowed to be shipped in again? I think it's October. Honestly, we've done a whole YouTube video on it. I think it's October. Don't quote me. Look, some people ship meltables in now and they get away with it. I'm not saying you should. And obviously Amazon's official policy is they will bin them if they get shipped in. So just be very, very careful. But some people do it now. Like I know people doing it all the time. But I appreciate the UK has been like insanely hot. So I wouldn't want to have meltables in there. But October is the one. It's going to go through. Is the UK market oversaturated for OA? Great question. Okay, let me put it this way. I'm not going to say oversaturated. Is the UK market more competitive than it was? Yeah, by the very nature of it. Like more people now are probably selling on Amazon than have ever been selling on Amazon in the past. So what does that mean by the very definition of it? Well, yeah, there's going to be more competition. But also the Amazon marketplace is bigger than it has ever been in the past as well. So there's more demand. Now, if you were an average person, would you see more competition? Yeah, of course. It's just simple supply and demand. But if you figure out your business and know where your value add is and know what you're doing, is there still money to be made? Yeah. Are you going to become a billionaire? No. Are you going to become a millionaire? Yeah, like you could do. It'd be exception, but not the norm. But it could happen. And you see there are sellers who are millionaires from it. But I think for you, the real question comes is like, is this a get rich quick scheme? No. Can you earn some good money? Travel the world? Quit your job? Yeah, 100%. Lots of people are doing that. And again, it depends what you want. So I don't know, like I understand the question, but what's the reason behind it? Maybe ask me that question and I can help you out. Right. I don't know if I can pronounce your name. Muchaba Malik. Okay, how do I get ungated if doing online arbitrage and I only have retail store receipts? The only way you can get ungated by doing that is by doing volume and getting automatically ungated. Is what we did in the UK. That's it. That's the only way of doing it. Like Amazon won't accept retail store receipts. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, just the nature of it. How do you compete on listings when Amazon is also selling? Generally, it's price. Price is the only thing you can do. You've got to juice it down because you're never going to beat them fulfillment. Amazon fulfillment is the best in the world. They don't make a single mistake ever. Not. Amit, do you use PPC when products? No, we don't. We just clear the price. Very interested in doing PPC. It's a whole other ball game. Like I'm not really interested in it, so we don't do it. We should practice it, but not yet. Not yet. Do you really suggest wholesale arbitrage? Are you happy with your wholesale deals? We do wholesale. Like we did like 40K last month. Are we happy with the deals? Yeah, we bought them. Like they make money. It needs a lot of work, but we will get there. So I think for you and for us is just like, yeah. But like we're working on it. It'll be next year before I start releasing a lot more information about what we're doing, how we're doing it. But I do know work on it. Let's go down because my VAs are amazing. And if you want a VA, have a look down here. Get a virtual assistant. fasttrackfba.com/VA. We have a really good service. Sourcing VAs to help you out. Tom. Okay, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Are you focusing on higher volume, low margins now as you're scaling up? When did you make this change? Yeah, I think, look, it's a really good question. One of the things that I always kind of think about is like, let me put it this way. Let's say, for example, you've got £1,000. Like, how do you make money in this game? Well, if you've got £1,000 and you get a 30% ROI, you're going to make £300, right? Or $300. Fine. So my next question is, well, if I know I'm going to make 30% back on however much money I put in, then why not just put more money in? So you know, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So, but as you start growing bigger, you start getting problems like, oh, I can't really find things at 30% ROI. So you do the math. You say, look, well, what if I were to spend 50,000 at 30% ROI, or I spend 200,000 at 20% ROI? And I go, oh, well, if I were to spend 200 at 20% ROI, I'd like make 40,000, and if I spend 50,000 at 30% ROI, I make 15,000. And then I go, well, if I make 40,000 or 15 at the end of it, like I'd probably want to make 40,000. So it really becomes a question of like resource allocation and utilization in regards to cash. That's it. And there is no like thing. Generally speaking, it's when you start having more money than you have deals that you generally drop your demand, unless like you can't hire enough VAs to like find you the deals. So like you've got to always optimize to being profitable, and it's cash in the bank, net profit or gross profit, then net. That's what you're looking for. So that's what we think about, and it's not simple, but that kind of concept should help. Carlos, let me know down below if that's kind of helpful. Let me know in the comments, or I can do more detail if there's something you don't understand. Amit, did you not start to sell on Amazon Germany, right? There wasn't your plans are 22. What's the main reason Germany is much smaller than the UK market? No, Germany is actually bigger than the UK market, if you want to know. We haven't started yet. And the reason why we haven't started yet is when we look at our plans going into 2023, and I appreciate we're only just like halfway through Q3 right now, but we kind of noticed this back in July or June when we started doing our planning. I need 12 purchasing managers by the end of this year to be able to facilitate what we have planned for next year. 12. Like that's like more than most people have sources. That's a lot of purchases. So my kind of thought process was don't spread your eggs too thin. There's so much opportunity we've got in Germany and the UK, or to UK and US. We need to take advantage of that before we go and open up another one. Why? Because when you open up the business, it always takes time to get going. It took me like 5 months to get out my UK or USA business. And by the way, we weren't even profitable after 5 months. We probably did over 100K. So just be mindful that starting a new business takes a lot of time and energy, and we needed people. People are an important thing. It's your team. So 12 purchases is a lot of work, and that's why we didn't do it yet. Hope that makes sense. Do you also sell textiles products like shoes? We've done a few. Like in the US, we've done a few as well. We've done it in the UK. My God, it's a disaster in the UK. I remember my purchasing manager once bought a pair of Levi jeans, 42-inch waist, 26-inch leg, something like that. It was like no one was ever going to buy them. She got the variation completely wrong. Hence why we stayed away. But yeah, we've done it. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's up and down. Some people do really well out of it. I know it, they do. Stephen, logged in late. Good to see you, Thomas. Hey, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Hit thumbs up if you like it. And hey, what I will say is drop me some questions down below. I've got another 40 minutes. We've got lots of good questions coming in, but obviously I'd rather answer them than not. So I can talk about me, but it's boring. So let's jump through. Facebook user, hey Tom, how do you deal with obtaining VAT receipts at a certain level? It's becoming impossible to chase them all up. Okay, so let's just do it fundamentally. The UK, we do about 3 million in sales a year. I have 3 full-time admin VAs. Their job is to chase up. In the US, we're about to do 1 million. We've now got 2 because we'll probably go way over the 1 million. If you want a metric, it's not units sold, it's physical purchases made, because one VAT receipt is a purchase, not a unit sold. So work out how many purchases you're doing. I think it's generally, we looked at it, 2,000 to 3,000 transactions per month warrant 1 more admin VA. And why? Because a lot of their work is to do the VAT receipts, which is like, oh my God, which makes it a lot harder. So that's it. And it's admin VAs, they do it. So like, they will, they basically know, like, oh, if you're going to Argos, for example, you need to email them. Or if you're going to Walmart, you need to call them to get the VAT receipt. Or like, if you're going to Walgreens, you need to go through the chat support. So like, my team just know which supplier, how to go and get them, because they figured it out once. And once they figured it out once, they can keep doing it. So you are right. It is an absolute nightmare. Especially like, obviously Walmart and Walgreens don't matter. But the other one is like HMRC's kind of guidance, and again, speak to your accountant, is that you need to show reasonable efforts to obtain the VAT receipt, and you need to have reasonable, something like, you need to know that they are VAT registered in order to be able to claim VAT back. So long as you can go find their VAT number somewhere on their website and you've tried to get the receipt, you're generally okay. And so long as you believe the products you've purchased are 20%, this is not financial advice, speak to your accountants, but like HMRC, I think, would be fine with that. Again, not financial advice, but that's the way I kind of see it. But I think for you is just as long as you've got their VAT number, it's fine. And it's a GB VAT number. That's super important. So legally, they should provide it, but like, we know what they're like. So as long as you tried, made effort, and put screenshots that in, should be fine. But I hope that makes sense, Facebook user. Let me know down below. Amit, I've brought 300 products, and let's say it took me to sell all of them 4 to 5 months and earn 900 euros this pallet. Can we say that is a slow selling product? It's up to you. I don't really know. Like, it's on like 300 products. You brought a lot of products. I'm sure some of them sold really quick and someone didn't. Like, I generally try and clear my stock down in about 3 months. Anything over 6 months, I'm like, oh my God, there's a big problem here. We've got 1 unit over 6 months in my Amazon business, and that's the first time it's happened in a year. So just be mindful. But like, is it slow selling products? No, I think they're okay. Like, I don't know how much you spent. You said 300 products and only made 900 euros. That means you made, like, I'm guessing 300 like individual items, not 300 ASINs. So 900 euros, you're making 3 euros per product. Fine, no problem. Like, if that whole transaction took you like half an hour on your laptop, fine, I'd be happy with that. That's like $900 in 900 euros in half an hour's worth of work. It's a good ROI. Right, Facebook user, is it possible to share a sourcing video with another seller? Yes, you can. We have lots of sellers who do it, but you need to find it. And we really recommend that the sourcing VA only has one person they talk to. i.e. like, if it's like me and Mr. Facebook user, we're sharing a VA, well, maybe the VA only talks to Facebook user, not me, and then Mr. Facebook user just shares a deal sheet with me. What you don't want is like 2 bosses. 2 bosses is a nightmare. Don't do it. Trust me, it's really bad. But if you are interested in the VA, check out the Fast Track FBA VA Academy just down here. We find, hire, and train a virtual assistant for your Amazon business, and we support them for 12 weeks. You get any problems, you give us a call, and we will help you out. Jump on a call, get them resolved. I have a whole aftercare team to do it. And you know what? You want to do it now. If you think about Q4, get it now. Why? Because the sourcing VA now is going to find some deals. They're going to be okay. But by Q4, they're going to be up to speed. That's when you really need them up to speed. Don't go buy a sourcing VA in Q4. Too late. Like, you can get them, but it is too late. You really want them like top of their game, Q4, firing, finding all those top deals. They need time to train and learn. So do it today. If you're interested in a free 30-minute call, fasttrackfba.com/VA. Trust me, you'll never find a service like this. Like, we have 600 VAs we've done for our clients, 600 VAs. If you're interested, book a free call or ask your friends. A lot of people will use our service. Really, really good. Phil, I'm doing about 3K a month in revenue. I'm struggling with sourcing enough and building systems in order to scale to a point where I quit 9 to 5. Do you think we're getting a mentor? Maybe. Look, I don't know how many hours you've got. If you're doing 9 to 5, and assuming you're not doing kind of like a lot more work, I think you can grow a lot bigger. Like, I really think you can grow a lot bigger. I know people with jobs who are doing way over 10, maybe over 20. It could be the product mix that you're doing, maybe higher value you want to do. Maybe if it's like you're spending a lot of time sourcing, then like you said it there, I'm struggling with sourcing. So like, two things. Number one, why not look at lead service? We've closed our lead service at the moment, but like you can look at other lead services or ours when we join. You get 25% extra tokens if you do it. Or you can look at a sourcing VA. I'm not saying you should, because you probably won't have enough cash for them. But really your problem is about finding enough deals to buy. Maybe buddy up with some other people who are doing it. Like, that could be an option. Share deals, buy them. Really, I think for you is about maybe looking at how many hours a day you're spending and how many deals I'm finding per hour, and really trying to improve that and thinking of all the different ways. There's so many different ways. Like share, like, I don't like, can you tell me, Phil, can you tell me how many hours a week you're working on your business? If it's like 1 hour a week and you're doing 3K, fantastic. But if you're working like 45 hours a week or 20 hours a week outside of your job, I'd probably say you could be doing so much more. Even if it's like outsourcing your prep, that could be an option, because then you're freeing up time to source more. Let me know how many hours a week you're working on your business and how that breaks down. Riza, how do you scale up your business as only relying on online arbitrage business model? Do you make it exclusive agreements only as online websites, wholesale? No. Like, just buy more stuff. There's a reason why I have 12 sourcing VAs in the UK. Like, that's how we've managed to get to like 3 million. Is it 3 million? Yeah, I think it's 3 million. Should get it right. Yeah. Look, we're getting down. You can see it there. I'll put it there. 3.5 million. Yeah, 3.5 million. Yeah. So, literally, like, we're banned from so many websites. Like Boots, the Hut Group, they do like so much, we can't buy from them at all. So like, you can buy more than we can because we're banned. So no, we don't make any exclusive agreements at all. Just fucking, my God, if you think even like 3 million is not, 3 million is nothing. Like, the top stores will be doing that every day in sales. Like Ocado, like, you can buy so much from them. And just be like mindful. Yeah, build a team. That's it. I can't source 3 million on my own. Not in a million years. SM, if some products have not sold for a few months and are beginning to affect your IPI, would you get your stock sent back to you, or just send them back after a few months for Q4 for better sales? Maybe, but I think also as well, do the math. Like, let's say, for example, if you were to do that, if you were to get your stock returned and then shipped back into Q4, how much profit would you make? And then take off the cost of shipping it back and shipping it back in again, and your prep handling fee, for example. And I'd probably guess that you might not make anything. So it might just be like, right, crash the price, clear it down, get rid of it, move on. That's all I'd say. Like, it does happen. It does happen, unfortunately. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. San ASMR, suddenly had a lot of competitors on my replens. Worth sticking around and sending stock in, or wait out to see how they reduce? Do the calculation. Really simple. If you ever find yourself in a situation whereby you've got, like, and it's the same as before for SM, the calculation I recommend is look at all the sellers on the listing, add up the total stock, generally FBA rather than FBM, just add up all their stock they've got, look at how many units per month that listing is selling as whole, and then work out how long it will take for them to clear their stock down. If it's like less than 2 months, I'd probably wait. If it's more than 2 months, I'd probably like get cleared, reduce, run away. So, and what do I mean? Let's give an example. Let's say, for example, right now, there is, like 10 listings, 10 sellers on the listing. They've all got 9 stocks each. That's 90 units of stock. And let's say, for example, so there's 90 units of stock in the listing, on the listing itself, and then Amazon is selling 30 units a month. So 90 divided by 30 equals 3. 3 months is going to sell through. So for me, I would just say, like, no, I'd skip it and move it. You right? Oh, my girlfriend's having a coughing attack, so I feel for her, but she's okay. She's got some drink. Do you need water? Fine. Okay, cool. She's over there. Right. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's go through. Whereas if it's over like 90, for example, or 3 months, less, I would then just hold on. Or 2 months, sorry, 2 months. Stephen, are there brands that I'm aware of that have relaxed their IP usage? The lady you met with recently might have mentioned Nivea, but her shelves are full of Nivea for sure. Yeah, like, you just got to be mindful. Like, there are going to be brands whereby they sell all the time, no problems, nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 IP complaints, and then nothing for another couple of years. It does happen. Like, I don't know. And I think, you can go into the Fast Track FBA brand checker. You can click on the thing and see the date when we reported transactions. Like, that's really important. So do log them. And that's going to help you out. But I don't know the answer. Like, there are, like, you're just, it's always a game that we're playing with a brand. So that's something to consider. But I don't know. I don't have a list, should we say. I hope that makes sense. It's a good question, though. I do like that one. 1 second, stay there. I'm just going to make a little note to myself. I think it'd be good to maybe if we can make a list and do that. So if I make a note of that myself, IP brand checker, email. Seen IP complaints for a while. Yeah, good point. I like that. Thank you. Right, let's kind of go through. So next one, Carlos. What's the average amount spent on VAs weekly on a weekly basis? Okay, so it's changed. I won't lie. Do you want some stats? I can actually give you real live stats. No, wrong one. I got to look at some reports. Let's load up 2 reports. So you want OA UK and OA USA. Stay there. I can tell you numbers. So we'll do UK. UK we've struggled with recently. I'm just loading it up right now. UK we've struggled with recently, and then in regards to USA, I can do as well. So let's do it this way. I think we've got 12. So average spend UK right now at about 26k. We're quite low. So if we're doing 26k divided by 12, it's not much. We're looking like 2.2k per VA in the UK right now. We have struggled with it. We are changing our thing. And in the USA, total spend has been 23k. Now that's across 3 VAs, so actual country mile. 23 divided by 3, should do the math. $7.5 thousand per week, and that's per week. So in the UK, we're spending like £2.2 thousand per week. In the US, for about 7,500. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Carlos, let me know down below if that helps you out. Adam, you got this. Yeah, made it for a live. Good to be here. Hey, Adam, great to see you. And obviously, thanks for all your YouTube feedback, comments. Always see it. So thank you so much. They pop up on my phone. I'm like, hey. So really, really good. Right. Dan Smith, can you remind me of the 2 prep centers that you previously mentioned, one in Florida and one in Delaware? So Delaware, we use, I've forgotten their name because it's been so long since I have to deal with prep centers. My God, I don't know what they are called. Stay there. American Warehouse, that's it. And then Florida, I went and met the owner, Fast Forward Prep. I like that one. Look, I'm not, Dan, what I am going to say is I will just be very careful here. I'm not going to lie. I think the state of prep centers in the US, especially around tax-free prep centers, is like a disaster. Like, in the UK, I think we have it pretty good. You can get your stock in about 72 hours later. Most of the stock's out again. In the US, like, I've seen months and months and months. I've even had it myself. And what I'd really recommend, if anyone's going into Q4, have a few prep centers available and load balance your stock between them and monitor them. Because, like, if you follow my journey, last year was a real problem. So yeah, I really reckon, like, can I recommend any? Like, I would be hesitant to, one, because I'd just be hesitant that people would start jumping on it and then obviously ruin it for me. So, and I'm not like, while I don't want to do that, I think for you is go look at it. There are lots of them, but just even people who I know, like, I had a really good, a friend of mine, he basically had a prep center up in Montana, and the lady stopped replying for 2 months. He ended up having to get a private investigator to go around to the house, to like the prep center, sorry, and like say what the fuck's going on, so language, and then eventually got sold. And like this is tens of thousands of pounds worth of your stock or dollars. Like, just got to be careful. That's all I'd say. Yeah, like, load balance and see how they go. Don't just run one. I buy products. I buy a product after a while. Website which I bought from is also listing on Amazon. Of course, much cheaper than me. I lose money, of course, afterwards. It does happen. Yeah, sorry, it does happen. I start to have this problem a lot of these days. How we overcome? Look, at the end of the day, there's nothing that these websites that we're buying from. There's nothing we can do to stop them selling on Amazon. My God, they see the opportunity. Like, I really understand why not. Like, so your question is, you just got to get better at sourcing. That's it. Like, if you're buying from Boots and Boots are selling on Amazon, then stop buying from Boots. That's it. Take the loss on the chin, move on. Unfortunately, this happens. And it could be a lot of stock, but you're still in the game. That's it. You might not have made profit for a month, but you're still in the game. So I'm sorry. Great questions, guys. Let me know down below. Stephen, trying to get a VAT receipt from Superdrug in-store. They told me to go online. Online refused unless I had a VAT number, which I'm not registered yet, just UTR. Yeah, you don't need a VAT receipt unless, I don't know, why do you want the invoice? Yeah, they are not obliged. That's fine. Yeah, just UTR. Look, long story short, I'm not saying you should do this, but if you were to accidentally write someone else's VAT number on it, it might not be the end of the world. Like, they might do it. So, you could try that. And I'm guessing it's providing an invoice. I'm guessing it's like authenticity complaints, but yeah, they don't really need to. And also, you don't need them if you're not that. But you could put another one on. I'm not saying you should. Like, definitely not financial advice ever at all. Could be fraud. Definitely not recommending do fraud. Don't know. Check with the accountant, etc. Amit Kara, how you decide with that much products for pricing strategy? Shall we set one repricing strategy for all, use for all of them? What is your suggestion about it? So you're talking about repricing strategy for a lot of products. You need to think about the problem at a bigger level. Like, when you do repricing, what's your goals? So if you think about it this way, like, my kind of measure of what we do is how long the product's been in stock. Between 0 to 3 months, I want to maximize the profit I can make on it. After 3 months, I want to try and get it cleared down as quick as possible because it's not going to sell. So you can have two rules, for example. One is, match the buy box, for example. Done, first 3 months. Next one is after 3 months, move to another rule. And then this one is going to be, reduce price, 1p, undercut the buy box forever, for example. That might be it. And then voila, that's all you're going to do. So that could be your repricing strategy. I don't know. Obviously, we have different. We kind of tweak them, and I won't lie, like, and we measure it by like different metrics or like similar to that, but kind of a bit more complex. But I just let my team do it, change it. Why? Because I don't really care about the actions they take. I care about the results those actions deliver. So how they set the repricer up, I don't really look into. I look at more the result, and then I'm asking them questions around the result and asking them what actions are they going to take to improve that result. That's the way I manage. So I hope that makes sense. Adam at Phil, you are doing great. Cool, Phil. I'm sure you are. Fantastic. Phil, obviously, absolutely smashing it. Phil, remember, revenue is one thing, profit is another. So many Amazon sellers are losing money per month, as mad as it sounds. It does. And do you know what the really funny thing is? I will just say this, is like, even if you have like seller toolkit, seller board, inventory labs, you could, and they're all showing you're profitable, you can still be losing money. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the time we're not accounting for like stock losses outside of Amazon, like, or even Amazon, like, things are going wrong, like supplier doesn't deliver, or we've actually got a really big like unfillable inventory that we're not properly accounting for, or maybe we haven't fully understood our costs. If you really want to know, fundamentally, you should know your profit and loss at an accounting like Xero QuickBooks level, not SDK. Like, they're good, but they will never give you as accurate figures when you do full stock takes. We do that in my business. We do it in our admin mastery course and teach you how we do that. We talk about like how we do our inventory management, how we do our managing with the customer and like with the suppliers and making sure we're tracking all that, all the returns, all the deliveries not being dealt with, and then also how we do the balance sheet, the P&L, profit, stock closing figures every single month. And then we also talk about, what else we talk about? We talk about what's the Amazon stock usage versus what the actual stock usage is. And the reason is we want to see the variance, and there's always a variance, I promise you that. And the reason why we need to know that is because that's really how much stock loss you have. And you always have stock loss. I hate to say it, like, things go missing, it just happens. maybe like in your warehouse, if you're using a Google Sheet, for example, you put in 5, and then when someone copies it across, they accidentally put 4 in, you've lost 1, for example. Like, these things can happen. So that stock variance does it. And then that allows us to tell us what our true net profit is, including stock loss. So, and then like, I know people running really low margins. I'm like, mate, once you've done your accounts, I don't think you're making money. But so just be mindful. Yeah. Profit is the thing we're after. Revenue is just shiny orange bars. Am I doing wrong to focus on just one category, like selling 90% toys and just some product? In total, I sell 25 different ASINs. I get your point, but I think if you're only selling 25 different ASINs, you're not really like, it's not like if you're selling 300 ASINs toys, then I'd be like, sure, go try something else. But 25 isn't particularly high. Like, I wouldn't really worry too much. Look, at the end of the day, sell one category, sell all the categories, sell 25 or 250 ASINs. It doesn't matter. So long as you're making profits, that's what counts. And if what you're doing works for you and the time you've got available and you're making profit, keep up the great work. Honestly, that's all I'll say. Abdul, hi Thomas, which types of saturation do you prefer in OA, high demand and ROI, last 15 or less demand and ROI 25? Can't tell the answer. You got to do the math, mate. You got to do the math. Like, if you do the calculations, like, it, like, and you're the real question you're trying to do is how quick can I turn the product? So, and also the other variable behind it is how much cash do I have? Like, if you're like me right now and I've got lots of cash, then like I can jump lots of products in 15%, no problem. But if I'm really struggling for money, putting my money in 15% ROI deals is probably not going to be a good idea. I should go 25, even if it's less demand, because the net profit per pound or dollar invested is going to be a lot higher. So there's a balance. You just got to do the maths. There's no set answer. It's for you. I hope that makes sense. Let me know down below if that answer helps you. Amit, could not find your video. How was your startup while finding your own VA? Which websites do you search to find people in the Philippines? You can look at, we did onlinejobs.ph. There's loads of videos on like VAs, how to find VAs, payroll, create stuff like that, like loads. Like, check it out. Onlinejobs.ph is one of the websites we use. We do pay for a lot, like a lot. But I think, look, don't get me wrong, like, even if you want to hire yourself, that's absolutely fine. But I would strongly, and the strongest possible thing, recommend use us to get your first VA. Why? Number one, you know what a good VA looks like. We can hire good VAs. Number two, you know the results they should get. You get support with it as well. Like, you can jump into our weekly support calls. You get the MBA workbook, which is all our bonus schemes, hiring, contracts, etc. You just get everything you need. Like, and the other one, don't get me wrong, yeah, we cost money. Like, it's $850 or £600. But at the fundamental level is, you're probably going to save 2 to 4 weeks of your month by not having to find, interview, train, do it all. Like, it's just so easy. And the net result is that you'll probably make that profit anyway. Or if you were to go do the VA yourself, you'd probably lose £500, £1,000 in net profits because you're not sourcing and your sales are going down. So long story short, just use our service. You get 12 weeks of aftercare support. Any problems, we'll support you with you, and you can continue sourcing and keep that business growing, making the money. Like, that's the important thing. And obviously, if you've got any problems, you come back to us. We help you. Whereas if you do it on your own, you're on your own. You don't get help. Like, there is no like, oh, I'm not happy with my VA. I don't think they're right, or like, should I be doing this? Like, there is no support when you do it on your own. Like, don't reinvent the wheel. Like, literally, you're buying a service from us, which is cheaper than what it would cost you in lost revenue for doing it yourself. And you get the expertise, the aftercare, the support, and like, it's a no-brainer. It really is. And you get access to our private Facebook group where you can see all really great questions and answers. Look, at the end of the day, why do people pay for university? Because they're paying for knowledge. That's it. You're fast-tracking, you're shortcutting, you're jumping the game by paying for someone else's experience in this. There's something like I learned is like, stupid people don't learn from mistakes. Smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. And I was like, that's so true. And it's like, be wise, learn from my mistakes, buy the service and learn from all my problems that I've learned and how we've overcome them so quickly. Like, it's time you'll never get back again. And if you do it on your own, you're just spending time learning a whole skill when you don't need to. We teach it, we show you what you need to do. And at the end of the day, your skill set is finding valuable deals, building a great culture, building a great team. We can help you with finding the right team members, train them up, and help you with the culture side and the target setting and finding great deals. Like, hiring people isn't necessarily exactly what you need to do yet. And ideally, you want someone good. And the reason I say this is because your first VA, you want good, because probably you're going to promote them to a purchasing manager, and you want to trust them, you want them good, you want them of high standard. And if they're part of our community, also as well, they'll have access to all our different people. So you get lots of good questions. Get a Fast Track FBA VA down here. Free 30-minute call on that link. Trust me, honestly, game changing. Q4, you need to do it now. Sorry, I'm not trying to like sell, but I hope thing. Someone has a bad cough there. Yeah, my girlfriend, she's got a really bad cough. She's still on antibiotics at the moment. She's bad at it. She's like, does everyone think I've got COVID? No, not at all. Dan Smith, can you remind me the 2 prep centers? I think I mentioned that one already. Let's kind of jump through. Carlos, thanks for this, for responses, and shout out to your girlfriend. Cool. Yeah, she's absolutely love it. So someone's shouting out for you, my girlfriend. Yeah, she's smiling now. That's all right. Everyone's talking about my girlfriend. That's fine. Right, let's go on. Adam, has the price benchmarking outside of Amazon affected you, i.e. the buy box? Not as far as I'm aware, no. No, the only net result you'll see is buy box suppression will increase. That's it. I.e., like, or they'll send you emails going, your price is too high, which is really annoying. But it's only they're going to buy box suppress you rather than do, like if you're using Amazon's repricer, it might bring your price down to match Walmart, for example, which you don't want to do. So I wouldn't do that. I would just do, it'd only really be buy box suppression of what you'd see. That makes sense. Elliot, what's the average earning of one of your sourcing VAs when given the ratio of base and bonus? Don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because I don't look at their, you can ask in my private, like I would ask that in the private VA Academy group, obviously, if you're a member of us, and you can get it across the whole group. But the reason why I don't know is because I don't look at individual sourcing VAs bonuses. I only ever see payroll as a cumulative across the P&L. And like, I couldn't even tell you what that is. I don't know. We just look at percentages, like what percentage of revenue is payroll versus what that is versus budget as a percentage of shared profitability. So like at my level where I'm like an owner operator, should we say, or owner investor, like I'm not really too interested in individual sourcing VAs, but I would ask it in the Fast Track FBA Private VA Academy. Dan Smith, I'm aware and fast forward. That's correct. Yeah, well done. That's kind of crack on. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. I will drop them. Bina Chowdhury. Hi, Tom. Thanks for doing these lives. Really appreciate it. If you're unable to get 2D transparency barcodes, would you try and sell what you can? Is that within 30 days? So I think I understand what you're saying. So long story short is check Amazon's guidance. If Amazon say you can get it sold within 30 days without having to prove it, yeah, I'd get it cleared because you can't obviously get it. It's the same as the product compliance. The other one I'd say is if Amazon's saying you can't ship it in without it, then obviously don't even buy it, return it back to the seller. So that's all I'd recommend. But like at the end of the day, like I know they're tightening up, especially around beauty with these 2D transparency barcodes, which is really frustrating. But it does happen. So good question. Let me know if that answers your question down below. Right, Adam, hi Wicked. Do you wonder if you actually see them or if it's a VA replying? Okay, fine. Sometimes it's my team, sometimes it's me a lot. But I think I see everything. I see everything. I have a lot of eyes across everywhere. It doesn't necessarily mean that I do it. What I'm looking for are the problems. I'm looking for where we have problems. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, thanks for your questions. Hello, Cool Tunes. Hi, where are you? Adrian, do you use small and light? If so, have you had a product where the fee hasn't changed and what's happened to them? So we don't use small and light. I'd really love to, but I would only use small and light under wholesale, not under OA, because in OA, your supply is the problem. So I don't think it's going to work as well. But you could do it under OA. I want to do more long-term thinking, like replenishable product. But I think you can definitely do it. If so, have you had a product where the fee hasn't changed? What's happened to them? Obviously, the answer would be, I don't know. No, we haven't. But I think if you get problems with fees, go back to you can ask for 20 remeasurements a month. I think it is. Like it shows up on Amazon's Raise a Case. So if you've got a problem about like small and light and you want to get rechecked, I think you can request it through Seller Central. My God, we got 9 minutes. Sorry, time's flying, guys. Thank you so much. Hit the thumbs up if you like this. And drop me a comment or whatever. Just say, hey, Tom, great thing, great live. Thank you. Adrian, do you buy stock when other sellers already give 1 to 2 months supply of stock? Depends, maybe. At the end of the day, like my team know the metrics. Like if we don't think we're going to get it sold, then there's no point. Maybe we think we can sell it, we're going to hold it or whatever, or like it's going to be super profitable, fine. But I think the question is like, if there's a lot of stock on the listing right now, 1 to 2 months already, but the ROI might be like 50%, well, we can come in at 30 and yeah, let's get it bought and get it sold and go down lower. Fine, like no problem with that. But do we look at stock quantity on the listing on its own? Not really. That's not like a metric we would look at in isolation. Amit, you were like 70 to 80K per year in the UK market some years ago. What was your break even point? How has it changed that quick to 7 digits? What was the reason you set your own VA system or different strategy? I don't. So 70, 80, like if you just go onto my Fast Track FBA YouTube channel, look at the £1 million journey. We were doing probably about 30 to 35,000 a month at that point. Like you can see the whole journey up to 1 million. Like, and I just documented like how I planned it, what my whole plan was. It's a really good video. Like I planned my £1 million journey. I'd really recommend watching that. Break even point, I don't know, but you could do the math through the video calculation. That's fine. I even do a full P&L breakdown. Like you can see like what my plan is in strategic. So you can see the break even if you want to calculate that, but I don't know. How has it changed? I just had a goal and I worked damn hard to get there, like really hard. You can see it. You can follow the whole journey, the £1 million journey. And then what's the reason you set your own VA system? I'm not too sure what you mean by that, but like we know what we're doing with VAs. Yep. Or a different strategy. Look, at the end of the day, like I'm quite lazy in the respect, like I will work really hard to solve a problem, but once I've solved it, I don't want to do it again. So, but also I have management experience in the past. So I think building a team is really important. Hence why we hired VAs. Does that make sense? Right. 7 minutes, guys. Get your last questions in. I promise you I will get them done. Let's go through. Hi, Thomas. What repricer do you use? Is Amazon's own repricer good for beginner sellers? No. Amazon repricer, technically, like, no, I don't like it. I think you'd be better doing it manually. Why? Amazon's repricer only goes down. It doesn't go up. Also, as well, there is an option that Amazon's repricer can compete versus other sellers like Walmart, for example. Like I would never want to do that. No. Repricer we use STK, Seller Toolkit. And if you just want to know, go try all the repricers. They all have like 30-day free trial. Like go around them all. Like you can get 3 months free repricing for free. Like do it. Trust me, it's worth it. Figure out how it works. But if you've got just a few, I really recommend do it manually to start with and learn how it works. It takes about half an hour to update, but do it. Cool tunes, purchase your leads list, had 5 great buys in the past week. Fantastic, cool. And by the way, if you want to know our leads lists, we have closed them at the moment. If you are interested, and I will just say this, even if you're not really interested in leads lists, go on to fasttrackfba.com, services, arbitrage leads. You can drop your email address in, and if you do want to sign up, you can only do it now before we reopen, but we have closed, and I'll quickly explain why. But if you want to, just drop your email address in and you will get a unique link, or you'll get the opportunity to get 25% extra tokens when we reopen. Now, if I just be really crystal clear, what are we doing? Well, we had 2 sourcing teams, one for my Amazon business, one for the leads lists. At the end of the day, what we found out is we were just basically finding the same deals. You know, it's quite obvious when you think about it, but they were finding the same deals. So what we thought of doing is like, look, at the end of the day, let's combine them together and let's stop finding the same deals. Let's find twice the number of deals. That's what we want to do. So we're combining the teams together. Now, number 2 is the fact that we worried about variety. Like it's just not enough variety. Then the other one, which is a real problem behind leads lists, is the fact that price tanking, penny pinching, for example. So we are now going to be potentially a competitor on all of the leads that we find, but we were all pretty much already because we were finding the same deals. So now it's a bit more official. But what we are doing is reducing down the number of people we're selling the deals to. In the UK, it was 10. It will now be 5, potentially plus us. And let's be clear, I'm not going to show the deals that we're buying. I'm going to show you all the deals that my team find. If the moment my team find them, they get showed to our lead service and they come to my purchasing managers. Number 2, in the US, it was 40. It's now going down to 10 plus us potentially. So Fast Track FBA leads, drop your email address in, you can get it. We're also changing the platform, improving it. We've got a lot of development coming up. But if you are interested in it, hopefully have a look and hopefully you'll like that as well. But that's some of the changes. And look, some people aren't going to like this. Some people are like, I don't want to have a big seller like you, Tom, on the listing. I'm not even saying I'm big. And I get that. And it means our service won't be right. But also as well, because we're now using the leads for finding, we're a customer as well. We want to make this work, and we want to make this as good as possible. And also as well, we want to make sure that we're not price tanking or other people are price tanking it. So we're going to be invested in that as well alongside our customers. So hopefully you'll have less competition and more variety of deals. Let's keep going through the questions. Thank you, Cool Tunes. Carlos. When purchasing the deal, do your purchasing managers purchase a month's worth of inventory or 2 or 3? Generally a month. We look at generally a month. The metric is how much cash we have. So like if we've got too much cash, we might go 2 months, 3 months. If we haven't got enough cash, we might reduce it down to like 3 weeks. That's it. But right now we've got loads of cash as well. Facebook user, what's your current sourcing criteria for VA? Did you say your previous goal was to spend 5K a week? Yeah, you're right. I think our criteria has now got to like 35% ROI. We've gone really high. Hence why the spend is really low. It's like 2.2, we just said it. I think it's just the ROI. That's it. We're not really too worried about anything else. And I think it's like over £1 profit. So yeah, that's it. We're kind of we do have another metric. Again, like I don't really get too involved in this. I let my team deal with it. But really we're looking at them like each purchase can't be below £100 for like, if we're going to buy 5 items and it's £50, we won't buy it. We want to buy bulk because it's the time of my purchasing managers. Hope that makes sense. Cool Tunes, how do I get more leads and can I purchase? You can, if you're an existing customer already in the lead service, you can top up tokens. That's how you can do it. There is ability to go to tokens, top up. You can do it and obviously get more leads. Hope that makes sense. And I also want to hire a VA from you so much, but I'm in the German market and I know you don't accept business because your VA don't speak German. Agreed. You can obviously use them, but obviously you won't be able to do the German side, but like you might be able to see. I can handle it. I can teach them some German really easy and some words. Do you think that works? Yeah, I don't like. We're going to do it, and obviously, I'm not going to have German-speaking VAs. But there's no reason why you can't like look at the same product and see they're the same, and maybe Google translate it and see if it's right. But it might be a bit slower. I can't guarantee the same results. That's the only thing that I'll say. But like we will do it next year. That makes sense. Then, are there any disadvantages using someone like ASINs, for example? Does it affect chances? No, I don't think so. I think actually it would. No, I don't know. I think try it. Shipping someone that's sort of like shipping under normal. See what happens. Like test it. I don't know the answer. Dan Smith, thank you. Hey Dan, cool, not a problem. Michelle Kennedy, your VA findings has been great for me. She learned so much in the 2-week training program. It's lovely to have a team member who worked with and teaches me something to highly recommend. Thank you so much. Honestly, yeah, and like. We do so much with our VAs and our customers, and we really support them. And I think that's a really important point. So like, just be mindful, like, you're getting that kind of expert, or should you say the experience we've got, and it's going to help you out in your business and what you're doing. So do check that out. And I think that's really good. So thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you. Right. Okay, cool. So what have we got coming up next? 2 seconds. Adam has said here, oh, by the way, if you do want a VA, fasttrackfba.com/VA, I've got 1 minute to go through. Adam, how do you keep so motivated? It's inspiring and motivational. Working alone, motivation comes and goes, but I suppose that is natural. Love these live shares. Yeah, I think, look, you're so right. Like, number one, like, look, let me put it through. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. If I wake up at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, which I do, 6 o'clock this morning, yeah, 6 o'clock. If I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, good luck. Not happening. I'm going straight back to bed. If I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do some work, as in like anything, not going to happen. But if I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to have a meeting with my team members who I know are waiting me, I am out of bed and it is happening. Like I'm like, admittedly, lots of coffee, but I will make it happen. Now, just a top tip for you is like understand what motivates you. Like for me, I really enjoy this, and like it isn't like, yes, I enjoy the money side of it and the advantage of that, but also it's like I enjoy what I'm doing and like find your why. So like I enjoy helping each other. Like yes, I want to grow the numbers, but my God, like I took more pleasure in achieving 1 million in sales than I did in 3 million. I'm like, 3 million is fun. It's just a number. Whereas like helping people and doing this is super cool. And I love that. And I love when people say like, thanks for the help. It's really nice. That's cool. And I love it when you go meet people and they're like, oh, you're Tom from like YouTube. Yeah, I've seen your videos. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, are they okay? Did they help? And I think that's cool. So I think, look, the old saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I'm not saying that that like you should always look for that, but like find things in what you're doing that you love and then focus on them. That's it. Who have we got now? Riza, last one. How will I differ if I purchase your sourcing VA as I already registered for the deal service? So deal services, you get deals. Sourcing VAs, you get a VA who's going to go find deals for you. Now, long story short is a sourcing VA is going to go look at the stores, maybe go back over your old list, etc. They're going to refine replenishables for you or check old replenishables. They're a lot more targeted. Long story short, most big sellers will predominantly focus on sourcing VAs versus leads. That's it. So I hope that makes sense. Right. I hope that's all I need to do. Finish up there. So what I will say to you guys is thank you so much for your time. Stay safe. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. Come join me. I won't be here next week, but the week after, I think. Week after? Possibly. No, not even the week after. No, not next week. Next week I'm not here. The week after I am. So yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Stay safe, guys. Bye.